Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Selina, and today I want to talk a little bit about my ideas and plans for the new year, and a few changes I'd like to make, and also few new categories I like to add. But really, it's about resetting everything for the new year and thinking, taking stock of where you are and what's the most important for you and how you can really help your future self in the new year. So everyone is in a different situation, but many of us are not financially set up really well. Some are, and that's great, and many worked for years at it, but there's always something, and it's really important to look at your situation and really try and help yourself, your future self, but also today, of course. So today what I would like to do is share my thoughts on what would really work well, and also my own financial priorities and wishes and everything. And I've made a few new categories. Might not use all of them, but well, I won't use all of them, of course. But it will really be about seeing, okay, what makes you worry? Because we can all, live a bit in la la land and think, oh, it's fine, I'll do it next month, or it's okay, maybe you have a job, maybe you think everything is okay, you don't have any expenses right now, and but there can be something that throws you. So the whole idea of a emergency fund, as we know, this is so important, and ideally you want 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up. That's always our plan, and then you, of course, you have wishes and goals, because it can't just be about preparing for emergencies or trouble. It should also be financing your life and being happy, and enabling yourself really to do what you want to do with your life and live. So I'd like to think first about what would make you feel better. Okay, so what's really worrying you? So it could be that you have an old car, it could be home repairs, or it could be the situation that you don't have a home, you're renting and the rents are going up and you really would like to buy in the future. It could be just job security. Of course, if it's two of you, it's always a bit easier, because at least one of you could carry the other one over the line, but maybe both of you lose the job. If you're single, like myself, you really have to be your own safety net. So I always like to think of myself, as in my future self, and okay, what would make really in any situation, what would make tomorrow better for me? And tomorrow could be literally tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or the future. So yes, let's start with just a rough plan. Let me just move the binders aside. So it's all about stepping away from the financial edge. And the financial edge is what makes you, on a bad day, wake up at night, or you have a bill and you're realizing you're not in a good shape, and this will wipe you out, or you start sweating or panicking when you think about it. And then on other days you might just think, oh, everything is fine, and you go Christmas shopping, whatever it is, and you kind of push it aside. You don't want to think about it, but it will always creep up again and worry you. So I made a little spider diagram here, and it's really, where's my pen? It's really the best way for me to brainstorm and get things out of my head, to put them on paper. So 2025 is coming, and it's going to be, it's less than a month, and it's really, ideally, you want to start with a clean slate. You want all your debts being paid off, your credit card paid off, etc., and you want to be in great shape. but we all in different situations and have different things we have to deal with. So I just get everything out of my head and onto the page. So 2025, and they are necessities and they are wishes. So your needs and your wishes. So in my case, pardon the bad manicure, by the way, I've tried one myself, and in bright colors, it's really tricky. Anyway, but I wanted to do something Christmassy, so this is a test run for actual Christmas. I think I have to practice. So in my case, there are a couple of things that would keep me awake at night. Okay, so one is I'm driving an old car, so I not only know that there are going to be repairs for which I put money aside every month, but I do also know that eventually I have to bite the bullet, and there might be the time when I can't drive it and I need a new one. When the cars get tested every year here, and sometimes they don't make it for whatever reason, and you can't. There's a limit to what you can fix. You might not be able to fix it. So the car is one thing. Then home maintenance. Now I just saved up for an emergency. Well, not emergency. It became an emergency for home maintenance for a few renovation things that needed to be done. So I have that funded. It's still work in progress. It's not quite finished, but I have the money ready. Now I need to build that up for an actual emergency, not something, because this one is one I initiated and planned, but there might be something that's not planned and that just needs, emergency plumbing comes to mind, or a new boiler. So home maintenance is another need, really, that I have to save up for. And ideally, what I would like is for home maintenance to have at least 3,000 in the bank. And for the car, it's a bit different, of course. Cars are not going to be so easy to fund cash flow, right? So we start with a few thousand as well. So I'd like to start with just having 2,000 there. I know that's not going to get you a new car, but that's going to be a good start. And I definitely want to avoid any type of financing, because that's the whole idea of Bank of Me, is to be your own bank and not to rely on banks and be trapped in some kind of pay off a loan for years that takes a lot of your paycheck and makes you, it kind of traps you in having to worry about, the income. You need to be maybe in a job that you hate. You can't leave because of all the payments you have to make. So let's start with 2K there. Then the emergency fund. So that's a 6-month, I would love a 6-month emergency fund. So I'm going to start with 10K. It's not quite 6 months of emergencies for me, but we could also always whittle it down and really do bare bones budgeting, and like tone down your expenses if you're in a real emergency. But 10K would be great. At the moment, I'm struggling with the baby emergency fund, like having 1,000 in the bank. But that's the priority. And I had a lot of expenses last year with the car insurance going up, like everything, everything is going up. And then, as I said, home repairs, etc. So emergency fund is important, the home maintenance fund and the car. And then there are wishes. So wishes are what makes you want to live, right? It's the things that would really make you happy. And wishes, it's a tricky one, because it's striking this balance between taking care of needs and being responsible and making sure that you'll be okay in the future, and also enjoying life. Now, not everything has to cost money, but definitely most things cost you some kind of money. So wishes. Now I have lots of wishes, as all of us. So one of my wishes is to pay off the mortgage early, and that was really, I bought a house a couple of years ago, and it's an old little house, little cottage, and it needs a lot of TLC, and a lot of renovating has already happened. So that's really what wiped me out financially to pay for everything. And, there's still so much to do and a long way to go. But it's livable for now. Bit sparse with furniture, but, that's not a priority. But I would love to pay the mortgage off early and, get that shackle off and be free from it. But I don't want to put any money in here and then struggle if any emergencies come up. So what I was thinking, what I would like to do with my wishes is I would like to have 3 months of mortgage payments saved up in a separate account before I actually start paying off the mortgage early. So let's see if we get here. It's a wish, so that gives me a little bit of room, in case I'm then struggling. So you don't want to put yourself in a bad situation just to get rid of your debt. That's at least my opinion. So 3 months worth of mortgage payments saved up, and then after that, and if I'm doing okay with my other things, then I could start paying off lump sums on my mortgage. Let's see how long that takes. Ideally, I always wanted to do it like in 2 or 3 years, but yeah, we have to be realistic, I suppose. And then other wishes are, I would love to have cats again. So cat fund. I want to have dogs. You can see it's all very much animal related here. And then I also want chickens. I grew up with cats and chickens and other animals. We didn't have dogs, but I've taken care of dogs. So it's like I had dogs, but I would love to have my own, And that's wishes. So of course they all cost money. So, and also you be responsible for another being. So you can't just change your mind, and you have to be set up for it, Things also, the house has to be on a certain level. If you get a cat and then you start doing renovation projects, it might be too much, for the cat, because they want to be comfortable. And if there's too much going on early on, it's just going to be disturbing to them. So I want to have things set up on a certain level, so it's not an immediate thing. And then chickens, yes, you definitely have to have a lot of stuff set up, fencing and housing and everything. You just have to be ready for it. And then the dog, that comes even later. I'd say I think the cat first, because you have the benefit of them catching mice for you, hopefully. And in the countryside, I can tell you this is a lovely idea to have some kind of defender. And for the same for the dog, of course, you want to have dogs. It's a great protection and companionship and everything. But for that, you really need fencing, proper fencing, and you need lots more. And so that's last. But those are wishes, okay? And I'm not going to let go of them until I have everything else funded. But I need to get cracking at a good base before I add anything extra in the mix. So for the car, I actually had an idea to make myself a little savings tracker, because I was thinking, I'm doing cash stuffing, but for the car it might be better to put it directly into a separate savings account. So I made this little dream car challenge. I hope you can see that. And so it has a lovely car. Now that might not be the one I'm getting. It wouldn't be very practical, but I just love that vintage feeling and the luxury, and yeah, it's really, really nice. And then in here we have different amounts we can save up, and that brings me to the first milestone of 2,000 euro. So yeah, you can save 10, 25. So what I could do is either I'm going to start it in cash and then transfer to the bank, the savings challenge, because I think it would be fun to start somehow. So what I usually do is with those challenges, I'm saving it up in cash, but then I'm not necessarily transferring it back to the bank account. I think that's a bit overkill. But instead, I'll take these amounts and I can take out less money for my other cash stuffing then, and transfer the balance and take it out of this envelope and put it into groceries and whatever. And then the amount I would have normally taken out for groceries, I'll transfer to a savings account. So that's, I think that's might be how I'm doing it. But we'll see. But I think it's fun. It's a fun little challenge. And then I have some extra bits here where you can roll a dice. Now, obviously, I've forgotten to bring. Do I have my dice here? No, I have a little dice. And whatever number comes up, you need to save. So, and you write it in here, and then you have a bit more than 2,000 even. So that's the car idea. So I'm going to start that from January onwards. So that means before Christmas, I think I'm going to do the next cash stuffing, because I get paid just before Christmas. And then I can already start with the new budget. But I wanted to show you in advance what's in the plans here. So that's the dream car challenge, and I think it's kind of a fun gamifying way of saving money, and I think it's really motivating when you cross this off, and because you seem to often kind of dismiss the small amounts, like the fivers. You couldn't save $5 or €5, and it feels like nothing to you, right? When you're spending it, it's like, oh, it's just a coffee. Just a coffee. It's just €5. Well, coffee should be much cheaper, but anyway, if you're going out, so it might help you to stop spending that money on something small when you see how it adds up visually. And I'm really about the visuals, so that's why all my dashboards for the different categories are quite visual, at least the ones for the sinking funds, the savings goals. So I show you my binder as it is at the moment, or my binders. Let me just put this aside. So I have 2 binders at the moment, but I think they will be bursting in the future, so I'm going to add another one. But for now, at the moment, what I had was, I have the one for everyday. Okay, sorry, the camera cut out. This one is petrol, so I have a dashboard ready to put in. Well-being, so anything like massages or supplements, whatever. Mobile phone, pocket money for whatever discretionary spending. And bank, where in the bank envelope I put, whenever I spend something on my card or online, I will take out that money. I will take out that money from the cash envelope, and I put it back to bank. And then at the end of the month, you can either put it back into the bank, like literally physically bring it back, put it into your account, or what I do is I just take out less from my cash stuffing, and then take out less and take it out of here and put it to the whatever category, food or whatever. So that makes more sense for me. So that's my everyday binder. And then I have the sinking funds that I used for the past year. So car insurance, car maintenance, car tax, winter, that's for fuel, anything really, heating oil, anything that helps you stay warm in winter. I want for Christmas, presents and food, etc. An emergency fund, that's not the 6-month emergency fund, that's really a buffer, if you run out of money at the end of the month. So there's not a lot in here, as you can see, maybe €18, but still, I'm going to put in more. Laundry is for a new washer and dryer. Nothing in here at the moment because it wasn't a priority, but it will be in the new year. And then pet fund was for future pets, or later it can be, once I have them, I can move this to the everyday binder, and it's going to be for food, etc. Mini farm, I love this one. So that's because I live in the countryside and I'd love to have, as you saw, I would really like to have chickens, and I want to have a greenhouse or polytunnel, stuff like that, stuff for growing food and keeping animals. So that's the binder as it is at the moment. Now, I would like to add a few categories. So first of all, for the car, I would like to add the savings challenge here. Then I have printed a few new dashboards. Let me see. Now, not all of them will go in here. but some will. Yeah, that's like more like a wish. Okay, I have seasons. Seasons would be like seasonal decor or whatever, you know. And I have one with little houses. You can see the spring house with flowers, the winter house, the summer house, and autumn. Or another option is, you know, just more like more decorative Easter eggs and summer berries and pumpkins for autumn and a snow globe and snowflake for winter. So that would be nice. I'm not quite at that stage though, you know, so I'm going to put that aside. A garden I'd love to put in, but not sure if I can. The garden budget for seeds and whatever, compost, we'll see about that. Now this one is a category I will put in, and that's health. So I do have health insurance, but you know, this could be anything from the pharmacy you need, anytime you feel down and you need something, or the GP, you know, the co-pay and all of this. Health definitely I will put in the next one. I'm gonna put that here. Don't know. Can you see? Yeah. 1 month ahead is one I really want to start. So this one is another buffer. It's like a mini emergency fund, but I'd like to keep that in cash. So what I would like to do, hope there's not much, there's some shine on it. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to print another little tracker to go with this. And then I would like to save up everything, you know, my everyday expenses for the month and put them in this envelope. And then just know I have a little buffer for 1 month where it would be completely fine. You know, I have put the phone money in, get the money for groceries, for bills, etc. So I show you next time in the January cash stuffing. Then I have printed something more specific than the pet fund, because I specifically would love to have dogs, chickens and cats. So let's start with the cat fund actually. So I think this one I will start saving up for. And you can see all those different cats now. I only plan on getting 2, 1 minimum, but 2 is better for company, of course. And I have a tracker as well that I need to print, and I would like to get to the stage where I have like a starter fund. You know, I don't want to go for breed or anything, but you need to have everything for the setup. You know, some food litter, the bed, the bowls. You know, I need to really start from scratch. So that's that one. And yeah, I think that would be nice to do. And of course, for the shelter, when you get, I would like to get a kitten during kitten season. As you know, people that don't neuter their cats, the season is, I think is it April to August or April to September or something, or March to September, something like that is kitten season. So they do get a lot of kittens in the shelter, and they're not completely for free, because of course they have to be chipped and vaccinated and dewormed and whatever else they have to do. So there's some money. I think in total it works out around 500 that I want to save up for, but I show you the tracker next time. Same for the dog, but the dog fund will encompass a bit more, probably also the fencing and things like that for the house to make it safe for the dog. So we'll see how that goes. But I just love them all those lovely, and I have to stop myself from buying things in advance, you know, like toys and stuff, to be sensible. So the dog fund, this one has to wait. I'm going to do the cat fund fully funded first before I start on this, and probably as well the chicken fund before I do the dog fund. So I love those hens. Probably I'm going to get three or 4, I don't know, something like that. And there's a little hen house in the back, if you can see. Love that. Oh, we had hens when I grew up, and they're just the funniest creatures. And then I already showed you, I think, I have these dream home dashboards. They're different to the normal home maintenance fund, as you can imagine, because this is more like a country one. That one I made for a friend, for of a city home with that little house there. To me, it feels like city, you know, townhouse. And this one more like a cottage, overgrown. So yeah, dream home. I think this is where I can save up for my wishes as well, furniture and stuff. But I'm gonna wait with this one because I have the home maintenance fund to fill first. Kitchen the same, to have a proper kitchen, which I don't have at the moment. So yeah, this has to wait a little bit as well. We're not quite there. And same for this one. Library. I'd love to have bookshelves custom built to the ceiling in at least one of the rooms, but that's a wish for the future. And then I made a few other categories. So I have a few extra ones I'd like to split my cards into. So we have toiletries, groceries. The one I'm using currently is just called food, groceries, and household. So I found that I do have a lot of purchases for the house. You know, like, okay, like cleaning stuff you might put in with the grocery budget, but there's also things like buying a bit of paint or whatever. And I don't want to put that in the home maintenance because the home maintenance is really for it's really for paying someone to do something, you know, like getting a repair, not you buying some paint. So I think that might be going in here. Let's see. Oh, wedding. Oh, that's not for me, but I think it's really nice. I made one for a friend that's saving up, the one with the townhouse, you know. And I made another one for her, which I think is really cute. But we don't want to stress the husband to be yet. But baby would be another one. Anyway, so they're not for me. I'm going to give them to my friend. Just wanted to show you. I think that's really, really nice. Yeah, it helps to visualize what you're actually saving for. And it keeps you really from spending the money. When you just see a number on your account, you kind of forget, okay, I have all these things I want, because they just, you know, it blurs in the background. But if you know, like, okay, I want a kitchen, and you can see, you're reminded what you're doing, you know, I think it really helps. And then I printed a few more. And I printed a different one for car, which I don't know, I like the flowers. I might swap that out. Petrol, that's the one that was missing. Love them. Yeah, I love those exotic and summery looking flowers, especially now in winter. Beauty. Now I'm not too big on treatment, as you can see. Doing my own nails badly. But yeah, a little bit of beauty products. Clothing. I did kind of live in my old clothes for a while, but it would be good to have a fund, you know, if you need new boots or whatever. And that's the 1 month ahead alternative. I have two here. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I have this one here with the calendar and the cash, or just go with the plain one. Might also be nice. And then hair for the hairdresser, twice a year or whatever. I'm quite low key at the moment because of all those priorities, right? So let me sort that here. Okay, and then I made a few more that I think would be useful. One for gifts, because I tend to forget, and then take it out of my grocery budget, and that's not really working well. So gifts for birthdays, and like one of my friends recently got her college degree or university degree, so gifts for that, christenings, all of that stuff. Birthday, now you might think that's for someone else, and it could be, or for your kid or whatever, but in my case it's gonna be for me, because I'd love to go on a trip for my birthday, just a small vacation, you know, but a special birthday one. And then vacation, which I will not fund. So the birthday one, I think I might swap out Christmas for birthday, or kind of split it. You know, at the moment Christmas gets 50. I might do maybe 25 Christmas, 25 birthday, or something like that from January onwards until my birthday. Let's see. I haven't really thought it totally through. Vacation is also lovely, but apart from the birthday idea, no vacations, unfortunately. And then I have another little pet fund here. I think that's really cute as well. Has more different pets, rabbits and guinea pigs and fish, a goldfish, etc. Hamster. not just the cats and dogs. So I think this is really cute, very cute. And that's them. And then I do have an education dashboard. So this could be for courses that I would like to do, things I want to learn, whether it's online or in person. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But at the moment, no space for it. But yeah, we'll see. And books, I'm addicted. So I don't know. I might do books, but I should really be reasonable. And also, don't forget, I need the library as well. So maybe instead of buying more books, I'm gonna save up to get the bookshelves, which will be a very sensible option, I think. Very sensible option indeed. So let's see. So those are the new dashboards. I really like them, and I think it's going to be nice to swap things out for the new year. You know, get my priorities straight. So that's that for today. The last thing I wanted to show you is my January future self box here. So I started this, I think in November, because from experience I know that January tends to be a really long month. You don't have, well, you get paid before Christmas, and then you get paid, I mean, I don't know how often you get paid. I get paid once a month. So in my case, I always get paid, no matter where I was, paid before Christmas. Then you do tend to spend more money, even though you have a budget, because suddenly you, I don't know, you just get into the spirit, I suppose, of consumption, or you forget about things, and then you have to buy a bottle of wine here to bring as a gift, or, you know, or you're out spontaneously, you haven't seen someone forever, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like a 5-week month, you know, till you get paid next. So I tend to run out of cash. And then, you know, you still need food. Also, January is such a, sorry, something is clicking here. January is such a, you know, dreary month. I don't really like it. The weather is terrible. It's grey and dark. And Christmas is over. So maybe you want to treat yourself to something, you know, coffee or whatever, and then you don't have money. So this year I decided to be smart, or good to your future self, good to my future self. And every week I'm putting aside €10 for this since November. So it should help, you know. I'm not going to touch it until the end of January, or whenever I run out. So what do I have in here? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60, and it's going to be 4 more, so 100. So that's good, you know. So that helps a little bit to get over the month. And then lastly, what I wanted to show you is cash gift cards. So I'm gonna send a few, and it's about time. I want to make sure they arrive to my godchildren, and also maybe a friend, but I might put a voucher in instead of cash. So I think they're really cute, you know. They have lots of different choices. This one's really nice, you know, and I'm just gonna put in, depending on the age of the child, 20 or whatever, maybe more. Really depends. Thankfully they are all quite small, so 20 is fine, I think. Yeah, this is another one with 2 doggies, really nice. So I'm going to fill them and post them. Yes, and that's really it for today. So just to recap, I'm gonna refresh my everyday spending binder, my monthly spending binder. I'm going to refresh this one here, the sinking funds. I'm going to add the savings challenge, the first one here, for the dream car. I'm going to swap out a few of the dashboards, put that here, and it's going to be, and I'm going to add a few, and I will think a little bit more how to do this. I'm going to look at my wishes, most importantly though my needs. So a car is covered here, the home maintenance. I need to fiddle around, do some calculations on my budget. The emergency fund is a big one. So this one I wouldn't save up in cash. That one goes straight to the bank. But I might do a little tracker, because, you know, similar to this, not the same, bit different. But it's satisfying, and it's nice to be visual and to really show where you are, what you're at. And it kind of keeps you going, you know, because it feels like a slog. It can take a long time to save 10K. Depends how much you make, depends how many dependents you have, what's your situation, what, you know, your expenses. So yes, so bring the home maintenance fund up again. The emergency fund, get a good chunk in there so you can sleep at night again. And if you hate your job, or if you lose your job or whatever, you don't have to panic. You have a buffer. It's okay. You know, you make decisions differently then as well if you have space to think and if you're not at the financial edge, really. So yeah, just look after your future self, and think about what would help you really to be able to breathe again and, you know, think again. So emergency fund, home maintenance, car, my wishes, you know, the cat fund will definitely go, because I need something to look forward to, right? I need something to save up for, and it's very important to me. And mortgage payoff, that's probably more of a low priority now. Yeah, because I need to bring them up. And once I have them either quite close to where I want them to be, or fully funded, but it could take a while, let's see, then I can start on this one. Yes, and that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed till the end. And yes, next time I'm gonna do the January cash stuffing, and I'm gonna add a new binder because there won't be space, I think, for everything in here. Let's see. Well, they're all very thin at the moment here, but there will be new categories, so we'll see. And I'll see you then. So thanks for watching. Take care and have a lovely holiday season. And see you then. Bye bye.